The Little Mermaid is finally out in theaters for everyone to see, and a lot of people are backtracking their first initial reviews. Welcome back to my Taylor Talks channel. If you guys are new here, make sure to click that like and subscribe button for some more Taylor Talks. So today I want to give my honest review of what I thought of the new movie, The Little Mermaid, that just came out on Thursday night. Now, this is a highly anticipated movie and is already breaking records at the box office. According to Variety magazine, The Little Mermaid already made $200 million as of Saturday night, $119 million in the US and $96 million overseas. The movie ranks at the 5th highest Memorial Day opening in history. The Little Mermaid has a $250 million production budget, so not too far off from breaking even. The director for the film is Rob Marshall. Now, he is best known for directing Mary Poppins Return that came out in 2018, Chicago that came out in 2002, and Into the Woods that came out in 2014. I love Into the Woods, guys. Make sure that you guys check it out. So Marshall has a perfect background in directing musicals, and I could see it plainly while watching Little Mermaid that he knew exactly what he was doing. Now, rounding out the cast, we have Halle Bailey that played Ariel in the movie, Melissa McCarthy, she played Ursula, Jonah King played Prince Eric, Javier Bardem played King Triton, Awkwafina nailed the role as Scuttle, Jacob Tremblay played Flounder, and Daveed Diggs as Sebastian. As far as casting, Disney was spot on with casting each and every one of these folks into their characters. For the most part, there was a simultaneous agreement that the cast was top tier, except for when it came to Halle Bailey. As we all know, a lot of people gave Disney and Halle backlash for changing the color of Ariel, a fictional mermaid, from white to black. There was a lot of uproar about race swapping Ariel, this beloved princess character that has had the same image for its entire eternity of existence until now. And the main theme of the backlash, or one of the main themes for the backlash, was that Ariel wouldn't be the same. We would not recognize Ariel from the original movie into the live action adaptation. And after officially watching the movie, I can confidently and honestly say that Halle Bailey embodied Ariel in her role. When you think about the 1980s version of Ariel, you think of a bright, pretty, spirited, headstrong, passionate, slightly naive young girl, and that is exactly what Halle brought to the screen. Halle Bailey has not been in many movies that have hit the theaters before. However, you could never tell because her acting was on point. Any emotion that Ariel was feeling, Halle really brought it out. And about for half of the movie, she wasn't even able to talk, so Halle could only use her facial expressions. She was still able to carry the movie just without using her voice. Now, speaking of her voice, we all know that Halle can sing. She's been a part of Chloe and Halle for years before she even took on this role. However, she really brought out all of her in this role as Ariel. My absolute favorite part of the movie, and I'm pretty sure favorite part for everyone, was when she was singing Part of Your World. She brought the emotion, she brought the singing ranges, everything was there. And if anybody ever doubted as to why Halle was casted as Ariel, I am 100% sure that all of their doubts melted away after they watched Part of Your World, especially the end of the song when she's on the rock and she's hitting the last note. There are some folks in my movie theater that started clapping, others were crying. It was a great sequence. And speaking of great sequences, honestly, I liked all of the songs. Melissa McCarthy did an excellent job with Poor Unfortunate Souls. Melissa McCarthy embodied the character of Ursula as well, so I give her a 10 out of 10. Now, outside of Part of Your World, the next best song for The Little Mermaid is Under the Sea. Under the Sea is a Caribbean-inspired song. It was sung by Samuel E. Wright, and the song won an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 1989. And this was the first Disney Best Original Song to win an Oscar since 1964 for Mary Poppins Chim Chimery. I can imagine there was a lot of pressure on Daveed Diggs to kind of give that same energy and same Oscar-worthy performance in this. So next, I want to talk about Jonah King and his Prince Eric's character when it came to him singing the Wild Uncharted Waters song. Now, in all honesty, when I was in the theaters, I didn't really like the song. However, I played it a few times after I got home, and now I like it. I understand why Alan Menken wrote a song for Prince Eric, because if you look at the original The Little Mermaid, we don't really know a lot about Eric and his backstory. He's kind of like this one-dimensional character. But because they gave Prince Eric a song in this movie, we know more about him. We know that he doesn't want to fit in where he's at. He wants to explore. He wants more. We know that he's not originally from the royal life, so that kind of makes sense as to why he has his own song, so that we get to learn more about him. And as I thought about it in the theaters, it kind of reminded me of Princess Jasmine, because of course Princess Jasmine was a huge part of Aladdin. However, she didn't really have her own song in the cartoon movie that came out years ago. However, in the remake, they did give Princess Jasmine a song, and I love the song that they gave her. The song is called Speechless, and Naomi Scott just completely nailed the role and completely nailed the song. So I think Disney kind of did the same thing here, except it's with, of course, Prince Eric, and he's a guy. And Jonah King's acting was on point as well throughout the movie. Next, I want to go to the Scuttlebutt. Now, this song kind of reminded me of Hamilton. As you guys already know, Lin-Manuel Miranda was a huge part in making the music for this live action adaptation. So the Scuttlebutt was a song that kind of reminded me of the music that he wrote in Hamilton. I think Awkwafina did an amazing job in this song. Awkwafina and Daveed Diggs, I could tell they had some sort of working chemistry because their singing was just hilarious and on point. If you guys watched the movie and you saw the scene towards kind of like the end of the movie or the climax, you guys understand what I'm saying. The song did a great job with carrying on the movie, and it was definitely a nice to have, and it showed off Awkwafina's voice and acting chop. And Disney completely changed Scuttle's character. So of course we all know Awkwafina, she is of Asian descent, so they changed Scuttle in that way. Also, I could have sworn that Scuttle was a guy in the original, and now of course they made Scuttle a gal. I recently read an article about how the director Rob Marshall wanted to make Ariel in the movie come to the surface for the first time, so that we as the audience could collectively see what that looked like and feel the sense of excitement alongside of Ariel. Because in the original movie, we already saw Ariel go above water like it was nothing, like it was second nature. However, the director Rob Marshall wanted to take that journey with us. So he decided to make Scuttle a diving bird, so that at the beginning of the movie, Scuttle could be introduced in the water with Ariel, versus in the original movie, Scuttle just kind of stayed on land. And I love that the heart of Scuttle stayed the same, and Disney gave Scuttle a twist at the same time. I think Jacob Tremblay did a great job with playing Flounder. When you think of Flounder, you think of Ariel's best friend that just wants the best for Ariel. Ariel's scared yet brave ride or die. Cute and fun best friend. I know that's a lot of adjectives, but that is exactly what Jacob Tremblay brought to the role. Again, I think that Disney did a great job with its casting overall. However, my best casting choice, besides Halle of course, was Javier Bardem as King Triton. I think it's one thing to play the role, but I was actually feeling exactly what he was feeling when he was acting. I mean, he's a dad that just wants the best for his daughter. He's doing all these things that break her heart throughout the movie, and then he finally makes the right decision to let her go. He brought that emotion and depth into the movie that when he was making Ariel upset, you were upset with him. And when he had to let Ariel go at the end, you felt sad for him. Now I want to get into the thick of it, the plot of the movie. Now, there were a lot of twists in this movie that people probably weren't expecting. One of my favorite teeny tiny little twists was when Ariel initially denied Ursula's offer. I rewatched the original The Little Mermaid, and Ariel did not deny the offer at first. However, in this live action remake, Ariel was like, no, I'm not taking this deal. This deal is trash, whatever. But I love how Disney and probably Melissa McCarthy put the realness of making decisions as an adult into this movie. Because a lot of times in movies, especially in Disney movies, when people make decisions, there's normally not a lot of consequences. However, for this, it was okay. You give up your voice and you have 3 days for Prince Eric to kiss you, and then you'll live happily ever after. Or if you don't get the kiss, you're mine forever. So either way, she's giving up a lot of herself by taking this deal. So initially she says no, and then Ursula's like, hey, this is what you want. Take it or leave it. Have fun living down here for the rest of your life. This teeny tiny twist of the movie brought reality into this fictionalized character, into this fictional movie. And I love that. Now, the second twist that I saw was that, of course, in the original movie, spoiler alert, in the original movie, Eric was the one that killed Ursula at the end. However, for this live action, we all saw Ariel killing Ursula at the end. And I think Disney snuck that twist in there to grab us and sort of say, hey, yes, there are going to be people that are going to help you get out of your problems, help you get out of your struggles. However, if you get yourself into a mess, you should be able to help yourself get out of the mess as well. And that is exactly what we saw with Ariel. She was headstrong. Of course, she knew that Prince Eric was there to help. And she also took matters into her own hands. She assessed the situation. And ultimately, she was the one that killed Ursula, ultimately being her own hero in her own story. And I think also Disney was trying to show that, of course, we have people that are there to help. Like in the first movie, Eric was the one that defeated the bad guy, and in the live adaptation, Ariel was the one that defeated the bad guy. So I like how they gave us options. Now, I do want to give a shout out to the unsung hero for the movie, in my belief. It was Sir Grimsby, played by Art Malik. And I honestly forgot about Grimsby until I watched the movie in theaters, and I forgot how important his character was. He's sort of like a protective father figure for Prince Eric, and he only wants the best for him. Throughout the movie, he was giving Prince Eric advice, and he had his back, and Prince Eric was listening to him. Even down to the wire when he was about to marry Vanessa, Grimsby was like, are you sure you want to do this? I love how they truly made this character into a safe confidant for Prince Eric. I didn't see any problems with the storyline or the pacing of the film. Now, the new movie was significantly longer than the original. The cartoon was an hour and a half, about an hour and a half, and the new movie was about 2.5 hours. However, they did add some new songs and dance sequences, so that's probably why. Overall, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I give it an A. I was reading some articles, and I'll link them in the description box below so that you guys can check them out. The audience reaction to The Little Mermaid was an A. People loved the movie, and the audience reaction was on the same par or the same level as the reaction to the Super Mario Brothers movie. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 67%, and even though the movie is not fresh according to Rotten Tomatoes, the critics' consensus on the website is the following, and I quote, with Halle Bailey making a major splash in the title role, Disney's live-action Little Mermaid ranks among the studio's most enjoyable reimaginings. So this is ranking as one of the best Disney live-action reimaginings of their movies, so congratulations to the entire team that put this movie together. I love how they put a modern twist on this classic, and I can honestly see them doing a sequel to this movie. Again, the entire cast did a great job, and Halle Bailey is Ariel, and she did an amazing, phenomenal job. I can see her starring in more movies just like this, big budgeted $250 million movies. She is now a movie star. So I want to hear what you guys thought of the movie. Did you guys like the new twist of the movie? Did you guys think that it gave the same heart as the original movie? Did you like the casting and the storyline? Did you wish something was different? Was the animation on point or was it off for you? Do you think that Halle Bailey was the right casting as Ariel? I want to know what you guys think. Comment below your thoughts. Like and subscribe for some more Taylor Talks. And as I always say, guys, stay safe. Have a fun Memorial Day weekend. See ya.